Hello?
Hello, we'll be moving into the second part of the hearing shortly here.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. This is the judge, Charles Hatcher. We're going to wait a few minutes to make sure that all of the commissioners have signed in. And then we will get started with our testimony. All right, I see Commissioner Kolkmeyer. And I see the chairman. Okay, we'll give that one more minute.
I think that's all we had for tonight, Judge.
Okay. Well, then let's go ahead and we'll get started. Let's go on the record. First, I would like to ask that everyone please mute themselves unless they are speaking. That will cut down on not only the noise level, but it will prevent audio feedback. Today is June 23rd, 2021. The Missouri Public Service Commission has set this time for a local public hearing in case number GR-2021-0108, which is captioned as, in the matter of Spire, Missouri, Inc., doing business as Spire's, request for authority to implement a general rate increase for natural gas service provided in the company's Missouri service areas. The Commission has scheduled this local public hearing to give members of the public a chance to comment about Spire's application. The Missouri Public Service Commission regulates the rates charged by public utility companies in Missouri to ensure that those rates are just and reasonable. The Commission also regulates the quality of service and safety of the operations of those public utilities. The Commission is made up of 5 commissioners. The commissioners are appointed by the governor and confirmed by the Senate. The commissioners employ a staff of engineers, accountants, attorneys, financial analysts, and other specialists in the field of utility regulation. My name is Charles Hatcher. I am the regulatory law judge and will preside over this hearing. With me today, I have Chairman Ryan Silvey, and I also have Commissioner Glenn Kolkmeyer. This is an official hearing of the Missouri Public Service Commission, and the statements and testimony of witnesses will be recorded by a court reporter and must be given under oath. I will begin by asking counsel to enter their appearances for the record. Spire, please go ahead.
Good evening, Judge Hatcher. This is Matt Applington, representing Spire, Missouri, Inc., the petitioner, 700 Market Street, St. Louis, Missouri, 63101.
Thank you, sir. And for the commission staff? And remember, if you're on the phone, we need to press *6 to unmute. We'll go ahead and move forward. Office of the Public Counsel.
Good evening, Your Honor. John Kleiser on behalf of the Missouri Office of the Public Counsel. Business address, Governor's Office Building, Suite 650, 200 Madison Street, P.O. Box 2230, Jefferson City, Missouri, 65102. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And we do have a number of intervening parties. Instead of calling that list, if there are any representatives, by that I mean attorneys, for any of the intervening parties that would like to enter their appearance for the record.
Thank you, Judge Hatcher. This is Lewis Mills. I'm an attorney for Vicinity Energy, Kansas City. I'm with the firm of Brian Cave, Leighton Paisner, and Jefferson City.
Thank you, Mr. Mills. The process tonight will be to call the names listed on the sign-up sheet in the order that they appear. When I do call your name, please go ahead and unmute. I will then place you under oath and ask you to state and spell your last name, and then ask that you offer your comments to the commission. I do want to make two quick announcements. First is the commission has not made any decisions in this case, and they cannot answer any questions today because they have to remain impartial until after all of the evidence is presented. And secondly, I just want to repeat the announcement about unmuting. We will go a little bit slower to make sure and allow everyone time to unmute themselves. If you're on a browser or on the WebEx app, it's just pressing a button within that. If you're on the phone, you press *6 to unmute. And as for the witnesses, as I said, I'll call the list of people that have signed up. And then after that, I will call for anyone who wishes to testify that did not already sign up. And we'll do that right after I finish the list of those that have. So our first witness is Frank Ruge, or Rugge. The last name is Ruege. And if you're on the phone, you need to press *6 to unmute. Frank Ruge. Okay, we'll call that again at the end. Troy McKinney. Is there a Troy McKinney here to testify? All right, Ruth Withey. The last name is spelled W-I-T-H-E-Y, Ruth Withey. And again, if you're on a telephone, you need to press *6 to unmute yourself. Okay, the next name I have is Janie Morial. The last name is spelled M-O-R-R-E-A-L-E. Janie Morial. Nan Newsel. Is there a Nan Newsel? Margie Stambursky. And Allison Kite. Okay, I'm going to keep that list handy. We'll go through that list again. Right now, I'm going to open it up to any person who would like to testify that did not pre-register. If they would like to speak up, that'll bring you to the front of my screen, and then I'll swear you in, and you can provide your comments to the commissioners.
Conley, C-O-N-L-E-Y.
Yes, if you can give me your name, please.
Conley, Desiree Conley, C-O-N-L-E-Y.
Thank you, Ms. Conley. Let me swear you in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you, Ms. Conley. Please go ahead and provide your comments to the commissioners.
Okay, my comment is we don't need another rate increase on the gas. People went to coronavirus, rate increases in everything, light bill, water bills. And we don't need another increase just for a company to get more money so they can make more money. When they want more money, they go out to customers to get more money. And that's my comment.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate you being here and testifying. Do any of the commissioners have any questions for Ms. Conley?
No questions, Judge. Thank you for your testimony.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Conley, thank you. You are excused from our virtual witness stand. You do not need to hang up. You are welcome to stay on the line for the rest of the hearing. Is there anyone else who would like to provide testimony to the commission? Again, if you're on the phone, you press *6 to unmute. And if you're
My
on
name
the,
is Lori. My name is Lori Thompson.
Ms. Thompson, let me go ahead and swear you in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Thompson. Go ahead and please give us your comments.
Well, with the coronavirus and the way the jobs have went totally out, Missouri has been pretty strong about staying open with their jobs. Some people have lost their jobs, and the people that don't have jobs that are on disability or SSI have a fixed income. So how are they going to be able to cope with not having our Spire the way it's been normally been and raising the bill on the people like that? May I ask that?
I'm really sorry. We had our question and answer period before we started the testimony, and that was to give everyone a chance to talk more informally. We can't have the commissioners answer any questions tonight because we still have evidence that's coming into the case, so they need to remain impartial.
Okay. Okay. I apologize.
Oh, no, you're completely fine. I appreciate you being here and offering your testimony, and I'll take that as a rhetorical question. But you are free to contact any of the parties to try and get maybe a better explanation of that. And I will make sure and give out some contact information at the end here.
I
Do we have?
that, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Thompson. Do we have any commissioner questions for Ms. Thompson?
No questions, Judge. Thank you for your testimony.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Judge, this is Karen Yarborough.
Yes, Ms. Yarborough, hold on just a minute and I will swear you in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you, ma'am. If you could please provide your comments.
Okay. I was on the question and answer session earlier, and I actually, it went, my phone went dead completely, so I actually had to dial back in and re-enter the program in order to be a part of this portion.
I see.
So I'm just wondering if, I'm thinking that those individuals didn't know to dial back in, all the individuals you called earlier. And also, I'd like to piggyback on what the two testimonies stated earlier, that it's really a bad time to do a rate increase. It's pretty difficult on us, and I don't know that you all realize how difficult it is. And it's just one more, just one more weight on our shoulders, and it's really weighing us down. So I would like them to hold off on the rate increase until the economy gets better. So that's my comment.
Thank you, Ms. Yarborough. I appreciate you being here and testifying. Did we have any commissioner questions for Ms. Yarborough?
No questions. Thank you, Judge. Thank you for your testimony.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Hi,
Yes, who is this?
my name is Amara Khan.
And I'm sorry, your last name?
Khan.
Khan. All right, let me swear you in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
Hi, my name's Amara. I have been a Kansas City resident my whole life. I am 26. I have been paying bills for a relatively short amount of time. comparatively. And the whole time that I've been paying bills, my wages have not increased. I know that lots of residents have commented on the fact that it's not a good time, but there's never a good time because our wages haven't increased. And while I think that it is appropriate to say the majority of the commissioners probably have their finances figured out where they wouldn't be affected by a $40 annual increase. However, for myself, I barely get to spend any money on myself as a human as I exist, and it is unethical and immoral to ask me and the majority of Kansas City residents, as there are many that fall close or near the poverty line, to say, give up more money. You and every other utility company do not see the effects because your finances are set. And while I am so happy for you, I am sad for myself, and I am sad that I do not get to advocate and just say no, rather than I have to stay with this commissioner and this hearing to advocate for myself when I already do not have enough time. Thank you.
Ms. Khan, thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to be here and to testify. Do we have any commissioner questions for Ms. Khan?
No questions. Thank you for your testimony. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Carolyn Wells.
Hi.
Yes, we'll take Ms. Wells first, and I see that we have one more after that. Ms. Wells, I'll swear you in now. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Please go ahead.
My comment is, did anyone else live through the winter this winter except me? I think this was the most brutal winter that I've lived in Missouri and have had in at least 5 year span. And this one was terrible because I don't know how I would have paid my gas bill this winter because we had a grid shut down because everybody had to use gas to stay warm. And so we had a 45-minute grid shut down just so we could stay warm, okay? And so now here we are, after all this that we've been through just to keep warm and to pay our bill this winter, past winter, and maybe I'm one of the fortunate ones that I was smart enough to be on a payment plan, but I don't know how, if I was not on a payment plan, I would have come up every month with $160, $70 because the winter was brutal. And every month, my average bill was $100. And although I appreciate the opportunity of having that part of Sparta letting me be on a payment plan, I really was appreciative this winter for that plan. But still, I think I'm at the point where I cannot afford to pay another dime in gas bill. I'm trying to pay off what I used this winter just to stay warm. So I'm not in agreement right now with the gas increase at all. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Wells, for your testimony. Are there any commissioner questions for Ms. Wells?
No questions, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And we had
Boyd here.
Dennis Boyd. Thank you, sir. Let me swear you in. Mr. Boyd, do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Please go ahead.
Yes. I would appeal to the commission to deny a rate increase at this time. I think there should be careful consideration, and Spire should be required to develop a comprehensive plan that demonstrates that they're considering all income levels of all of their customers, especially the residential customers, since that's the demographic that's most impacted by these rate increases. Secondly, in that development plan, they should include representatives from the residential customer base to demonstrate that they're operating in good faith and not going out and conducting focus groups and asking customers what they want in order to demonstrate that they've actually gone out into the community. I ask and also appeal that they consider demonstrating that they've focused on their customer base that are on a fixed income. That is a reoccurring theme in this call. And I also ask that they deny it based on their timing. Coming out of a pandemic, job loss, it's just a lot of stress on people, and the timing is just fatally flawed. And the other reason why I ask that they deny it at this time is because when they led with talking about their shareholders. And that doesn't demonstrate that they've taken careful consideration and done market research on their customer base and what the customer experiences has been financially, psychologically, and emotionally at this point in time, given the context of where we are as a society and as people who live here in the state of Missouri. So for those reasons, I'm appealing to the commission to deny the rate increase at this time until they've demonstrated that they've actually worked hand in hand and taken careful consideration into the rate increase as it's going to impact adversely the residential customer base. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Boyd. I appreciate you being here and your testimony. Any questions from the commissioners?
No questions, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you. And are there any other witnesses that would like to testify?
Yes, Jacqueline Dela Cruz.
And Ms. Dela Cruz, let me swear you in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
And Ms. Dela Cruz, go ahead.
I just wanted to say that I do not agree with the rate increase at this time. I don't feel like the infrastructure expenses that were made were anything that affected me or that people approved. It was kind of something that I feel like they decided on their own. So for that reason, I just don't feel like a rate increase would be appropriate at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate your testimony. Were there any questions for Ms. Dela Cruz?
No questions for me. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Do we have any other persons who would like to testify to the commission?
Hi.
Go ahead. Did we have anyone else that wished to testify? If you're on the phone, you press *6 to unmute. Okay, I'm not hearing anyone come forward.
Yes.
I'm
hello?
sorry.
Yes, I've got two people. I just, could the young lady go first?
Sure. My name is Kristen Lacey Tarter, and I am
let me
both
swear you in,
resident-
Ms. Tarter.
I'm so sorry. Thank you.
No, not a problem. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I promise. Yeah.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
I am both a residential and a commercial customer as a small business, and I think that I would strongly appeal to the commission to not approve a rate increase at this time, not just for me and my personal situation, but also for those of us who are on fixed incomes in Missouri with wages also being suppressed. We've got younger generations who also don't have great upward mobility, and I would like to give them a chance to be more successful coming out of the pandemic instead of taking on big debt. And so I would like to not see a rate increase at this time for the financial health of Missourians at large, but I'm also concerned by reporting that I've seen in the Missouri Independent, and I was just pulling up that article that I had on June 7th, just a few days ago. They reported that
Spire can use some of the rates that we pay to lobby. And I think that that is also a hugely inappropriate thing to do, to raise rates and then lobby against maybe our best interests as small individual customers. And so I would like the commission to ensure that if there does happen to be a rate increase, that it's being put towards things that will be to the payers' benefit, not just to the shareholders.
Thank you. I appreciate your testimony. Did you have anything else, ma'am?
Nope, that's it. I'm done.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. I didn't want to rush you off. Do any commissioners have any questions for Ms. Tarter?
No questions for me. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. And there was a gentleman wanting to testify. Ms. Tarter, you're excused from our virtual witness stand. I think I've forgotten that for the last couple of witnesses. We had a gentleman who was wanting to testify who just spoke up.
Yes, Damian Alexander.
All right, Mr. Alexander, let me swear you in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. Please go ahead, Mr. Alexander.
Okay, I'd just like to say that I strongly oppose the increase as well. I'm in agreement with most of the comments that have been made already that it is extremely bad time. I'm not certain that the studies put forth in order to arrive at the numbers that they've arrived at have been in good faith. Also, I'd just like to add that there are a number of increases that have either been proposed or have already been enacted upon Kansas Cityans as well as throughout the state of Missouri, for instance, and nationally. So you have the gas tax. There are, as far as residential homes are concerned, your property increases. So insurance rates are being proposed for increases or have been increased. So we have all these increases, and Congress approved all of this stimulus money to help people who have been struggling through this pandemic. And it seems like companies like Spire want to come and pretty much take away the impact, the good, positive impact that stimulus money could very well have in each individual's lives. So I completely agree this is bad timing for requesting a rate increase for the company. I'd also like, I'm not sure, I haven't done the research, but if it's possible for there to be barriers removed for other companies to come in and compete with Spire would be great. It helps to mitigate these rate increases and the controversy that come along with this. Again, I haven't done the research, don't know if there are other competitors out there. If there are, would love to have that information. But I am in agreement with the rest of my fellow Kansas Cityans that I'm opposed to a rate increase. And I'd love to have information available for anyone that is advocating on behalf of the Kansas Cityans or the residents in the state of Missouri, period. Because I would like to be a little bit more vocal and a little bit more active when these types of cases are presented to the public or raised. That would be it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Alexander. I appreciate you taking the time to come and testify today. Are there any questions for Mr. Alexander?
No questions for me. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And Mr. Alexander, will excuse you from our virtual witness stand. Please feel free to continue to stay on the line for the rest of the hearing. Are there any other witnesses who would like to testify?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Is that Mr. Johnson wanting to testify?
Oh, LaFrance. She.
Ah, yeah. Gee, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Miss Johnson. I saw
Yes.
the name pop up. Ms. Johnson, let me swear you in.
Sure.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I affirm.
Thank you. Please go ahead with your comments.
I have a concern that in the last meeting, the informal meeting that we had prior to this, that they prefaced it with catering to the stakeholders. And so there's a gross imbalance.
Ms. Johnson, you cut out.
Oh, there's a gross imbalance when we put the benefit of the stakeholders above the residents. The residents are the ones who are sowing into this industry, into this organization. And I just think that's just a gross imbalance, and that's just not good business. That's not good business. It really is, and that's not ethical. Secondly, hearing all the testimonies prior, especially one of the individuals, it really broke my heart to hear how some of the people are suffering, and to just tap them even harder. That's not good business. That's just isn't. The timing is just not. It's just not right. So I really think they should consider other options instead of taxing the people, because the people sound like they're already taxed. And so that's just me talking as an advocate for the majority of the people. Us, yeah. So the stakeholders and some others, they're already doing well financially, but there's a lot of people that are hurting, and I just don't think this is the right time.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. I appreciate you being here and your comments. Do we have any commissioner questions for Ms. Johnson?
No questions for me, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you. And Ms. Johnson, you're excused from our virtual witness stand. And as always, please feel free to stick around for the rest of the hearing. Are there any other persons who would like to testify to the commission tonight? And recall it is *6 on your telephone to unmute. Okay, we are closing down the hearing then. I would like to thank all of our participants today for their testimony. And I would like to first ask if there's any closing remarks from our commissioners today.
No, just thank you to everyone who testified. I appreciate hearing from you all. This is the only opportunity we have to hear from residents in this process, this lengthy process. So thank you for your participation tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
This is Commissioner Kochmeyer. I want to echo the chairman's remarks as thanking everyone for their testimony this evening. We appreciate everybody's participation. So thanks again.
Thank you, Commissioner. All right, and as promised, I would like to give out some information. If anyone has additional comments, they know of someone who could not be present who would like to comment, or you had technical difficulties, you can make further written comments by contacting either the same email address that you used to sign up for this hearing, and that is pscinfo@psc.mo.gov. You can contact the Office of the Public Counsel. They are at mopco@opc.mo.gov. And you can also provide comments by going directly to the PSC website. That is psc.mo.gov. And in the upper right-hand corner, follow the link that says Submit Comments. Make sure to use the case number, that is GR-2021-0108. Thank you all for attending this evening. This hearing is adjourned. We are off the record.